happening, sports fans? It's C&B Talking Hockey back for, what is this, episode 4 or 5? I don't know.
I think it's week 5 of the season.
Week 5, yeah, let's call it that. And we're coming in after the start of the regular season, 4 games down. Your Minnesota Wild are 2-2. Brady, how are you feeling about that so far?
All right, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, at 2-2, that's you're 500. It is all right. It's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, a few rocky games in there, a few good-looking games. Definitely a lot to talk about.
that is the nice thing. I mean, with not having our reviews anymore for the season ahead, we do have a lot of information to talk about, so that is very nice.
Bearing the lead a little bit before we get into Wild stuff. Big contract signed over this past week. Do you want to get into it?
Yeah, Lane Hudson of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, Canadiens.
Yes, the defenseman. I like to clarify that because, again, shout out to my girlfriend Grace. She doesn't follow hockey all that close. She has no idea who he is. This could be a player or a team. She doesn't. That's where we're at. But yeah, he signed an 8-year, $8.5 million average contract. I don't know what to think, honestly, about that.
I think it's a good bet on the player. Lane Hudson, former Calder winner last year. Definitely a big pay bump, but with many of these young players signing long tickets here, really looking for what they will become. And I think at 8.85, weird number. I think that'll age well with the cap going up. I'm actually really surprised that it came under Jackson Lacombe's number.
Yes, Lacombe.
Yeah. I think he's such a better player than Lacombe already, and yet he took a discount, I guess, or Lacombe agent's that much better. I don't know. I think it's a good contract for the player and team, though. I
agree. I am kind of surprised as well by the amount of money. Obviously, the contracts are getting kind of weird at this point. And the issue is that these 8-year contracts are staying weird.
I know.
So
Some guy signed for like $17 million the other day.
Yeah, what an idiot. But no, I just, I don't get these kind of longer contracts. I get why teams would desire it, but for, the players themselves, they need to have, a little self-awareness that they are not required to sign for that long, and they could bet on themselves. And I think a lot of these players would benefit from that and would get a lot more money down the road. Obviously, this is guaranteed money, so there's that.
Guaranteed $7 million for him. I agree. As a player, I would want to take as much money as I can with a shorter term because percentage of the cap can go up. But not a bad idea to bet for yourself. You don't know from year to year what'll happen if you could get injured, stuff like that.
Yeah, be the next Danny Heatley. I don't know. That's
Danny Heatley All-Star, all right?
Random Danny Heatley mention.
50-07. Wild legend, all right?
Of course.
He had 2 different colored eyes.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Heterochromia?
Yeah. You can say that, but you can't say Lacombe.
Okay, that's... my grandpa has it, so it's pretty easy for me.
The mayor?
Yes, the mayor. That's
shout out.
Random shout out. That's what is with us.
Anyway.
Hutchinson went wild right there. The entire town just blew up.
A little sidetrack. Do you want to get into the game?
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Did you watch the Blues at all?
I did watch it, actually, so that was kind of
I guess. What do you think overall before we get into the nitty-gritty?
Well, I think it was honestly just a great start to the season. I don't know. I was really... Okay, this is kind of... Not to get down to my hot or not list, the new bit.
New feature to the podcast.
Hartman impressed me. I don't know why... But I just kind of came into the season down on him. I think it was because he just kind of was slower last year. And that was my biggest takeaway from that game was just Hartman looked good. He just looked in control.
I agree. He's always looking good against Binnington and the Blues. I don't know if he's got his number. I remember hearing a stat on the broadcast. I think he's either tied or has the most goals of any Wild player against one goalie, I think. So, franchise record for him.
What a very weird statistic.
I don't know. Lamantis shouted it out, and then I think he scored later in the game because he got 2.
Yeah.
So.
That's some, NFL Network type thing where they go out on the, this is the first time a person has ran for 300 yards while throwing a touchdown, and this all done on a Thursday in October that is ends in a teen.
Or the Phillip Rivers to Joe Burrow stat.
The kids,
9 kids to none or something like that.
Yeah, just a random stat. But it is interesting. Admittedly, it's interesting.
He gets under his skin. I know Bingington. Jordan Binnington is under the skin of many players.
Say it 3 times fast.
Good. Anyways, moving on. Hartman gets under his skin, which is what you want to see as a Wild fan. They look pretty good. He starts off the game actually with a nice little break and play, sneaks one, I think, under the pad of Binnington. Definitely one he probably wants to have back, but that's the first goal of the season for the Minnesota Wild. Kaprizov's out front to Boldy, who gets a good tip for the 2-0 lead going into the second. Looks like you wrote this next part. I'm not reading that.
Oh, well, which part of it? I don't. The first part I think you wrote.
Okay,
so
yeah. Eriksson gets a good face-off win to the point. Rebound tapped in by Eriksson again, so he really set up that play. I don't know if it was on the power play. I don't think it was. Getting manhandled with possessions and shots.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, and all of a sudden...
Just see my dad mentioned here. Something
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I don't know. The Wild just... It seemed like they had a lot of offensive zone time. I didn't look at the actual stats, but it was just from, like, watching the game itself. It was just getting frustrating. I honestly, as I typed in our little document here, Brady's dad, Jeff, would have just been screaming shoot like he did back in our Pee Wee days.
Yeah.
That he would just scream and honestly, it's what they need. They need someone, and they definitely took that advice as we keep going on to other games. But and honestly, I think I was a little surprised at how strong Gus looked at the time. I said in our document even, I was surprised Gus isn't nauseous because how much he's standing on his head right now. It is actually insane how much he kept him in that second period and in the game overall.
He had a lot of good saves for the first start of the season and thought he looked good. Going into the third, Kaprizov gets the puck to the net. I think it's deflected off a actual Blues player, and Rossi buries it. Puts him up 5. We missed a goal somewhere in here. I don't quite know.
There's you have it in your side note in between the second and third period. Nice pass from Trennan to Hartman for a second of the night. There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, goalie stats. I mean, Gus with a shutout. It's a great start to the season.
Easy percentage for us to calculate there. Nice 1-0.
Didn't even have to pull my calculator out. Goals by Hartman, Boldy, Eriksson, and Rossi. An assist. You had 3 by Kaprizov.
Yep.
2 by Boldy, 1 by Trennan, 1 by Rossi, 1 by Johansson.
Yeah, real great start to star players. You want to make sure they get off going. Seeing 3 points by the 2 highest paid players is what you want to see. Take that back because Boldy's actually second to Faber, I'm pretty sure.
I believe you're correct there. And actually, and Kaprizov isn't even on his new contract
but
yet.
Still,
People forget that.
9.5 is still
you're
the
correct.
highest on the team.
You're correct. Not 17, though.
No, it's nice to see Rossi get 2 as well.
Yeah, Rossi season's back. I'm
hoping he's a point a game this year. So far, he's been up to that so far. So, yeah, loving it.
Yeah, I had a couple notes just that I thought were interesting stats. They got out-hit in that game, 40-19. It was very disappointing. I thought you could tell that the Blues were just more physical. And I think Michael Russo talked about this. They're going to be one of the most physical teams in the NHL most likely this season, as well as my dad's favorite. They had a 53.7 face-off win percentage. He wouldn't have even been screaming for Koivu. So, yeah.
If they had Sturm, it would have been even 60. Who knows?
It probably would have been. I don't know. Face-off wins have been something that I very much so think the Wild have struggled with. And I think there's been a lot of times this season already that I've been impressed, actually. Which is weird because when I actually looked into the stats, they were not doing amazing. They were less than 50% most of the games. Mm-hmm. But I was still impressed with the timely face-off wins. Yeah. That's maybe a better way to put it.
That's the most important part. You can win the face-off to end a period, nothing doing, but on the power play and on the PK, they're getting that first win, which is what you need, and that's what you like to see. You didn't see that in years past, so... Yeah. Moving on to the second game of the of the week. It was Saturday, Blue Jackets. The home opener didn't quite go as you'd want.
Yeah, a little disappointing there, but...
I didn't actually get to see this game at all. I forget what I was doing that day.
Oh, interesting. I actually was the one to watch it. That's crazy.
I was playing D&D, I think.
Probably a better use of my time. Wouldn't admit that one on the radio.
Better use of my time than watching this, I guess.
Apparently, based on the end of it, yeah. I don't write the goals down as much as I probably should, but the Wild just looked very strong offensively to start. They were shooting the puck. It was honestly what the difference was. They had a ton of challenges. But Elvis Merzlikins was playing really, really well. Was absolutely on top of his game. When me and you talked about that goalie duel, he looked like he was wanting to take that spot, and he looked like the easy number 1. Obviously, he ends up letting up 4 by the end of it, but the Wild shot 52 times.
Yeah, it was a franchise record of shots, too, which is impressive to see them get him on net. Can't believe how well Mercerkin looked, actually. It was insane.
It was insane, yeah. I mean, considering I'm impressed. I'm happy for him, though. He's one of those players where I kind of cheer for, weirdly. And I think it's the first name, Elvis. It's yeah, I don't know. But Yeah, and then the let one go early, awkward play gets by Goldie. And then Kaprizov ended up getting one on the power play. The Wild have been dominating since then, and it looks like Jeff got his message home because the Wild just started shooting. Okay, they were out shooting the Blue Jackets at 1.28-11, but as I was writing this, the Blue Jackets scored 2 in a row. 2 in a row as I was typing that. It was very disappointing.
Yeah. It looks like that's where you ended for the night.
It did. I got very frustrated, and I don't remember what else I was doing that Saturday. I believe I was helping Connor with something. We watched Transformers 2 instead.
That was okay.
Yeah,
that's how bad they were playing.
It got really frustrating for a little bit.
I shouldn't say that's not how bad they were playing. That was about bad. Gustafsson was playing.
Yeah.
He ends up with an .806 save percentage at the end of the night. Stopped 25 of 31. Not what you want to see coming off a shutout performance.
No.
What did you see from the few he let in?
A couple of them were just kind of goofy goals. I believe the first 2 were just kind of flukes. It wasn't even. It's almost like that once he saw the first one go in, his confidence went down, and then the second one, again, I don't think was his fault. His confidence just dropped, and you just kind of saw a spiral from there. But I don't know. I was impressed with Hartman in this game. I know I mentioned the first game. I definitely saw it in this game again. He just looked good. And also, I miss Dean Evanson watching that game. The entire team got booed when the Jackets went on the ice, except for Dean Evanson. They actually cheered for him. I'm not joking you. But yeah, and then Zach Bogosian, I'm gonna mention this again. He just looked really off, weirdly, after not playing with Jurek this second game.
Really?
He looked lost. He looked out of place. I think he likes playing with Jurek weirdly. Juracek. I'm not even looking at it right now. Yeah, so. He just struggled to not having Juracek. He just looked like he likes having somebody that's more offensive, and he's allowed to be the defensive guy. And yeah, as we keep going, he actually kind of settled in. He looks really good this season as well so far. And this was the only game that I actually questioned how he was doing.
I agree with that. A few other notes. We had the Kaprizov Boldy goal, but Buyam got his first of the year, first NHL goal too, I believe.
Yep.
And then Kaprizov netted another one for 2 assists. 2 goals, not assists. Other note, Eriksson got 2 assists. Rossi, Tarasenko, Buyam also got some assists to get on the board. Rossi with another point. That's what I like to see.
Rossi point season.
Can you tell I'm a homer? Anyway, now this Monday game I was able to watch the whole ones. They were at home versus the Kings. Yurov and Ogron were on the first line together, which I thought was interesting because hearing Hines' comment saying that he didn't feel comfortable having the 2 young guys in the lineup together, and then I thought they played pretty well together. I thought Yurov was really great in his own end. You didn't really see a lot of offensive flair, but he was very responsible, so I liked seeing that. And then it was also the first start for Wally of the season. So,
and not to just to jump in on your Yurov statement, I think if it was this game that he had a really good play behind the net and just yossed it at Holmgren and he just couldn't finish, and that's okay.
It'll come with time.
Yeah, it'll come with time. I think he's gonna stay in the lineup. I think he should. Yurov should. Okay. I think they could hear that because I could hear that.
What?
Your weird mastication. I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Anyways.
It's like the lip smacking noise.
Oh. They're going to be able to hear that.
Hope not.
They definitely can. Anyway, it's a little unprofessional there. Who cares? Getting into the first, Jared Spurgeon.
I need water. It's my bad, I guess. Sorry, everybody. I should just move the mic.
Turn away from the mic when you drink water. I couldn't hear that, and I know you tried to make it loud on purpose. Anyways, Jared Spurgeon with the first goal of the night. It's on the power play. Little nice shot. It was a nice screen by Hinostroza out front. Not the biggest guy, but they were able to sneak it by Kemper.
Yeah, it was a really good release with a hidden screen.
That's not how he has it typed, but that's how
I'm not going to read it that way. I was very impressed with that shot. It
was a nice one.
Yeah, it was. It was just a nice snap off the wrist, but yeah. Anyway.
Later in the period, Wild get a 5-on-3. Rare to see, but they were able to capitalize on it. Beautiful high slot shot by Kaprizov, sneaks through for a nice goal in the top corner. And then even on the 5-on-4 with the time remaining, Boldy is able to slip one by Kemper. It's actually a very weird goal. Kemper's hugging the post. It bounces off his glove right by his hip and goes in, trickles in, which is just one you don't want to give up, but you're happy to see go in. But that was really all the scoring the Wild were able to do for the first period. Wallstead played very well through the second to keep it close. Kind of came apart in the third here. I don't remember exactly the order in which they scored. I'm pretty sure Fiala kicked it off,
He did.
and then Kempe was able to tie it, which when they had the extra attacker 6-on-5. I don't think any of those goals were really Wallsted's fault.
I believe the last one was the first. It might have been the first one or the last one, but two of them were just bounces, and then it was a second shot, and Wallstead was trying to slide, and it was just tough.
I remember the last one. He was sliding one way, hit a player, and then he
Okay,
had to
yeah.
stop, go the other way. I don't blame him for that one, but 6-on-5 situation, you'd like to see the hold. But that brings us to overtime, so 1 point guaranteed. Do you want to go off on your little rant here about the Kings, or make that a side note?
Oh, yeah, I would actually like to say that right away. The Kings did what I think is absolutely the worst thing in the NHL. Oh, okay, I should restart.
They get a delayed penalty.
They
I don't
get a
remember
delayed
what
penalty
happened.
near the end, but the Wild controlled the entire overtime leading up to that. The
First 3
Wild were
minutes, yeah.
very dominant, like just not even giving up control. But anyway, I don't even remember who ended up getting the penalty. I think it was Boldy with a slash or something like that. But the Kings did the absolute dumbest thing, I personally believe. They had a delayed penalty with less than 2 minutes left in the overtime, and instead of just taking the 4-on-3, and obviously, yes, you're giving away a change to the other team, and they can get their proper guys out there for a 4-on-3 situation. But instead of just letting the other team touch up, they sit and they try to play keep away, and they're just not taking any risks or any really good chances because they just don't want the other team to touch puck. I think that is so dumb. You don't get to keep the penalty going into anything, so you might as well take that opportunity and advantage when you have it. I just didn't understand it at the time.
It ended up biting them, too, because they weren't able to capitalize on that penalty. So it goes
it's
to
just not enough time.
Very true. And they end up going to a shootout. They are even through the first 3 shooters each side. Wallstead looked really good throughout the whole. Rossi's able to sneak one glove side on Kemper. Ends up being the only goal scored in the shootout. Wild get away with the 2 points. I really liked how Wallstead looked on the shootout.
I think I liked the way he looked most of the game. But yeah, the shootout specifically, I mentioned it in this, that he just looks so big in the net and just is hard to get moving. It's a very difficult thing for smaller goalies to get, and he's just a very big guy. I think it was very evident in a couple of the like odd man rushes or like breakaway-esque times where he just moves up and forward because you can't move him. He's so big, he covers so much of the net without even moving. So, yeah, I don't like the Kings. So that's why I'm in that one.
Yeah, Spurgeon, Kaprizov, Boldy get the goals. Rossi with an assist. Same with William Tarasenko with pots too, both on the power play. I think every goal was scored on the power play tonight, which is actually kind of the start of a trend we see over the next few games. That leads us into yesterday's game against the Stars at Dallas. I wasn't able to watch the first period and a half of the second. Were you able to catch that first part?
I did actually. I think we honestly might have traded off when we were able to watch. But yeah, the Wild just came out really hot in this game. I was actually impressed. They were out shooting Dallas 7-1 in the first 5 minutes and had a lot, and I mean a lot of chances early, just weren't able to finish. Ottinger was playing very well, and it was just kind of puck luck chances that were just, it was just a weird bounce over here and a bounce over there. But yeah, I ended up missing the third period, so if you want to cover that one.
Yeah, I got in, I think, 5 minutes into the second period. They were already down by 3 at that point. I thought they looked good throughout the second. They weren't generating a lot, but they weren't letting the Stars generate a lot. But when you're down by 3, that's kind of a loss. So going into the second, they came out pretty strong. Absolutely destroying hit laid by Middleton on Duchesne. It was mostly shoulder to chest, maybe at his chin a little bit. Huge hit. Duchesne had to lead the game. It was actually incredible to watch and listen on the air.
It was just unfortunate on Duchesne. Even Middleton came out afterwards, and he feels really bad about the hit. But I mean, you ask almost anyone, they're gonna agree that was a clean hit.
It was a clean hit. The ref saw it that way too, because Middleton's kind of forced to fight by Petrovic. The rare instigator penalty is actually called in this instant. The Wild get a power play out of it. Kaprizov feed booted him at the point for a shot, and then that's tipped in by Boldy to cut the lead to 2. It was a nice looking play. Bouillam's really looking comfortable up in that high slot area as a PP1. A little later, Bouillam gets held by Blackwell, making a strong move on the wall. I liked Blackwell's reaction on this because it was the most, "What do you mean I can't do that?" response ever. Arms completely up at the side. It was so funny. They were able to convert on that one too. Again, Bouillam to Kaprizov, and Kaprizov just picks the corner on the glove side. It was an absolute beauty. I mean, those are highlights. The Wild are going to push to get the equalizer, but I think the post was the closest they got. They looked good, but they just came up short. Dallas spots another 2 empty netters, so in reality, it's a 3-2 game at the end of it. But yeah.
Still a little disappointed by Gustafsson. I mean, he just didn't have a great game.
Yeah,
20 saves for 23 shots.
870 save percentage.
Yep, 870.
Kaprizov, Boldy are your goal scorers. Bouillon with 2 assists.
Yes, sir.
First game, Rossi doesn't get a point.
Oh.
I bought his jersey. I got to make sure people know I like him.
You should just start wearing around campus every day. Don't wash it. Just disgusting. Ugh.
They'll know my smell and my name.
Okay. Dexter looking. Anyway, yeah. Wild ended up having a 46% face-off win percentage. I didn't mention that on the earlier game. The Columbus Blue Jackets game, they had a 30% or 38-ish.
That's the Wild, you know.
Yeah, and that is a Wild, you know, but also Columbus is going to be one of the best in the league, and I think Russo made a good point about that. I think he was on K-Fan when I was listening to him talk about it. Their centers are just good at face-offs. That's what it is, and it's a very defensive style of play that Dean never got when he was here. So I think it's something that his system will very much so enjoy having. But yeah, 2 of 4 on the power play, and the Wild continue to be the best in the league on the power play. So
yeah, I think they've got 9 on the year so far, maybe 10.
9, I believe.
I think it was Russo. I saw 10 by some fake source. But I think it's been over 2.5 games since they scored a regular 5-on-5 goal.
It has actually. Do you want me to cover the 5v5 versus power play
Go ahead,
stats?
He found some nice stats online.
I have some really nice stats. Power play time on ice is 26 minutes and 17 seconds versus a 5-on-5 138 minutes. But the shot difference, but on the power play they have 33 shots and 8 shots within the inner slot, as well, and with a 3.6 expected goals and 9 goals. Which, I mean, that's just an insane turnaround rate, honestly.
Yeah.
But on 5-on-5, they're still really good. The only issue is that they're getting so many power plays. That's why you're seeing this many power play goals. I mean, the Wild just need to start. They will start to convert more on the 5v5. I don't think it's something to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, they had 78 shots for 9 in slot. I mean, the inner shot.
Slot shots.
Yes, that's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
They need to have more of those on 5-on-5. That's the only real difference in these stats. But 4.8% or 4.8 expected goals within that time. I think it's just the Wild are playing very good. They just keep getting hooked and held and everything under the sun to make it so they aren't scoring, and then they get that chance. And
it's what you want to see when you're working hard. You know, getting rewarded for, I guess, your efforts. Even if you don't score, you get that power play. I think the penalty kills look pretty good too. I haven't heard anything bad about it. I haven't seen anything great about it.
I actually believe statistically they are actually near the bottom of the league, surprisingly. But
well, don't listen to me.
They haven't looked necessarily bad. It's just
I don't remember seeing them on the penalty.
They're not giving up very many penalties, but when they are, like Dallas went 2 for 2 last night.
Yeah.
It's when they're getting penalties, it's not been amazing, but it's just so inconsistent that you're not seeing it as often.
It's very early in the season, so there's time for that to flatten out.
Yeah.
Speaking of some early season woes, did you hear about the Rangers' new NHL record?
I actually did hear about this.
First team to have the first 3 home games and score nada. 3 games, 0 goals. JT Miller was taking comments about it. I thought it was hilarious. He's like, let's not make this a big deal.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I mean, he was going to set the tone when he came into New York. I mean, he's
of a tone.
Yeah.
New captain, heck of a tone.
Yeah, yeah. Keandre Miller's just running away right now.
Gosh, you got the New York trifecta. You got the New York Rangers. The Islanders are looking pretty good for what they are.
They are.
And then the Buffalo Sabres. If you haven't seen, there's a little thing going around Twitter. They're giving away 5 tickets to a Buffalo Sabre game. Everyone loves that.
Yeah, a total value of $40 for 5 games is insane. I think to go to a Wild game, it's what, 90, and you're sitting in the nosebleeds. You're beyond out of there. So if you guys want to make a trip to Buffalo, cheap tickets is an understatement. I mean, $8 to go to an NHL game is not bad. When do they play the Wild? Let's start planning this. I don't know. At that point, they might be down to $1. Are you kidding? It's not a bad plan.
Yeah, they have not looked good.
No, they have not.
Tage Thompson.
To say the race for McKenna is on is an understatement. And I don't even think he's that good. He's not going to turn that.
McKenna?
He's good. No, sorry, he's good, but he's not going to turn Buffalo around.
No one can turn the Sabres around.
Agreed, but it's the whole Connor Bedard argument where, Chicago has Connor Bedard. Period. That's it. He's
a minus 65 player over the last 3 years.
Yeah, but he is very good. You can't deny he's been very good.
I mean, he's getting some help now with Frank Nazar's coming on. He's the wild killer.
Yes, he
is. They might be better in 10 years. Who knows?
I doubt it. They just trade him to a different franchise. Give him to the Ducks. I don't know. I'm high on the Ducks right now.
Keeping it around the league, I know you had some stats or something?
I was just going to have you try to guess some of the player stat leaders as well as some of the team stat leaders overall.
Give me one and I'll go for it.
Okay, who do you believe is leading the league in points?
I remember, I think LaPanta was talking about it. It was either Marty Necas or Nathan McKinnon on the Avalanche, but that was on, I think, Tuesday night.
Yep, that was Tuesday night. They are no longer the leaders. They are currently tied for third.
Is it Eichel? Because he's been doing pretty well.
Eichel is number one, tied with your Kirill Kaprizov.
He is number one.
Yep.
I thought he was okay.
Both at 9 points versus McKenna. Boldy and Necas are all at 8.
Oh, wow.
Boldy's technically number 2.
I'm pretty sure Avalanche played, I think, one more game than us.
Not anymore. They did at the time, but not anymore. Okay. Who do you believe is the goaltending saves, goals against leader currently?
Well, it's not Gustafson.
No, it is not.
He's had some good games. You gotta think short term.
This player has played more than one game.
Yeah, I figured.
All the people tied for number 2 are only one game played.
Okay. Can you give me a East-West? I don't know. You don't know?
I believe they are an East team.
Is it Shilov?
Who is Shilov?
He had a shutout against the Rangers first night.
No, it is not.
I have no clue. Bobrovsky.
It is Igor Shesterkin at .76, which is kind of surprising for how bad they have been.
Yeah, I would never thought of them with having no goals. Yeah, but okay.
Let's go on to just goals. Who's leading in goals?
I want to say McKinnon.
He's not.
Is it Natchez?
It is not.
God dang it.
McKinnon is number 2, tied with Kaprizov and Boldy.
Really?
Yep, and actually Jack Eichel as well. There's one person above the rest.
Who's been scoring around the league? I don't know.
This one is kind of not as. This player is not memorable, but the issue is he's with a very memorable line mate, making him this good at this point. That is a weird hint, but it is a hint.
You've gotten me so frazzled. I'm thinking of Jonathan Toews right now.
No, it is Pavel Dvorev.
Oh, Dorofeev. Yeah, I should have known that. He's been doing really well.
Yeah, with Mitch Marner being on his line, he's going to end up being the high scorer. Is it Mitch Marner or is it Austin Matthews that's really the leader there?
You had me thinking all-time duos like Crosby, Malkin,
Oh,
Toews,
yeah,
Kane.
no, sorry.
Stamkos back in Tampa?
Is somebody just out playing there that I haven't heard of in forever? Brett Burns is on a run. No. Who do you think is leading for save percentage? This player's only played one game.
Well then, how am I supposed to get that? Is it a notable player?
Guessable, yeah.
It's not. Oh my gosh.
He didn't play last night, but his team did. Right before the Wild, it delayed our game. Oh, Charlie Lindgren.
Okay,
and that's guessable, I think. Yeah, followed by Shesterkin. I don't remember how to pronounce the Montreal goalie. Dobes?
Dostal? No.
Dobes. Dobbs? Yeah.
Dobes?
Yeah. Jacob, spelled horribly, by the way. Jakub. That is not right. I don't care how Canadian you are. That is not right. It's like spelling color with a U. No, thank you.
We are American.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
But anyway, Jeremy Swayman and Jake Allen are also on that list. But
Jake Allen. Analysis Jake Allen. Always loved him.
Who doesn't, honestly? Who do you believe is leading? Okay, that's not even guessable. Plus minus leaders, roughly. 3 of them are on Chicago. That's weird.
No way. Is Foligno one of them?
No.
It's all defensemen, probably. Because defensemen are always out there.
I don't even want to try to pronounce this one.
Give me a spelling.
The leader is Shane Gostisbehere.
Gostisbehere?
There you go.
Dude, you're just terrible.
I'm reading it as I read it. Okay. And then Jake McCabe of Toronto, weirdly, is up there.
Yeah, they haven't been doing great.
No, they have not. And then McKinnon, Necas, and Lehokin? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Of Colorado. Who do you believe? Yes, there you go. I've been doing math all day. I cannot read.
Math majors here.
Hey, honestly, at this point, who do you think is leading in wins in the NHL? for goaltenders? This is gettable, obviously.
Yeah,
with
no, it's
it
gettable.
also being teams, kind of.
I don't know what team's doing great. For some reason, I want to say it's Bobrovsky. But
It is indeed Bobrovsky.
okay, it's Panthers.
Bobrovsky, Wedgwood, and Ottinger are all tied at 3.
Scott Wedgwood's the most random name up there.
Yes, he is. Okay, this is something that me and my sister used to argue about all the time. Was Colorado makes goalies look better than they are, and it's just forever going to be true. She can fight me about that,
like,
but
look at Kemper. Like
exactly
he
though.
won the cup with them, and he's been pretty mediocre ever since.
Look at Gorgiev, who, yeah.
The only reason he's still in the league is because he looked decent.
Honestly,
Philip Grubauer had a Vezina season. He's kind of been irrelevant in Seattle.
Yeah.
Do you even remember who Philip Grubauer is?
I do, yeah. The was it Seattle Kraken?
Yeah, he's on
Kraken legend. Anyway, which team do you believe is leading in goals per game?
Oh, Minnesota.
No, that is incorrect.
I don't know.
The Carolina Hurricanes are averaging 5 goals per game.
The Carolina Hurricanes is my guess.
That was a good guess right there. That was perfect, actually. Followed by the Dallas Stars, Toronto Maple Leafs, Anaheim Ducks, and Winnipeg Jets. Obviously, the Wild fed into the Dallas Stars a little bit right there, some of those stats can be misleading. But I'm impressed with the Ducks being up there. I think I'm becoming a Ducks fan to start this season.
It's because Lightning McQueen's on their team.
That is actually a big factor.
Biggest fan of all time here of Cars.
Indeed, I can quote a decent amount of that movie.
So much.
You did, actually. Who is the lowest for goals against per game? So best defensive team, I guess.
Lowest. It's not the Wild.
Or who faced really bad teams. It is definitely not the Wild at this point.
Was the Rangers?
The Rangers are actually number 2.
Dang it.
That is a good guess, though. It's really close, actually.
Penguins?
Penguins are not on this list. They are all... actually, never mind.
Yeah,
There's 5
I'm
on
not
it.
going to be able to get it.
Yeah, the Edmonton Oilers are leading, which I'm kind of impressed with. They're not a very defensive team, so I don't know who they've played. To be fair,
I know Stuart Center just got a shutout, so props to him.
Yeah,
but
disappointing.
First game of the season. Maybe not happy, but
yeah, Edmonton followed by the Rangers and Colorado Capitals, as well as Boston being up there surprisingly.
Yeah.
But who do you think the power play percentage leader in the NHL is? Big surprise here.
Could it be the Minnesota Wild?
It is indeed your Minnesota Wild, followed by the Ducks. It's actually a 10% difference.
That is insane.
That is insane. Obviously the Wild to come down to earth a little bit at some point here, but yeah, Ducks, Panthers, Stars, and Lightning follow the Wild. But it's the difference between the Wild and the Lightning is 17%, almost 18. That is just to show how hot the Wild are on the power play.
Well, transitioning back to more Wild Central topics, what do you think of the young players so far? We have a few rookies. We have Ogren, Yurov on the forward side, Juracek, Buyam on defense, and Walsett. Does any one of those stick out to you right away that you want to talk about?
I think Walstead's really stuck out to me just as I don't know, I've always been a huge fan of Walstead. I think he looked very comfortable in his first game. Obviously, near the end, it's a little tough. And people were arguing on Twitter about, the Wild are really happy about a 3 goals against performance. But he looked really solid. Mm-hmm. And then it was honestly more on the team rather than just him. Just a tough situation. I was impressed with Yurov. Mostly, obviously he didn't get to play all 4 games. I believe he just played 2
or 3, yeah.
2.
He didn't start the season. He didn't make the opening lineup, neither did Ogren. Yeah,
I believe it was 2, though. I'm pretty certain it was 2 games that he played. But he looked really good on the faceoff dot. He went 4 of 6 in the for his first game of the season, and he ended up going 1 for 5 last night, disappointingly. The Wild overall didn't do great on faceoffs last night. But I don't know. I think he's starting to show his little offensive prowess. He gets a little bit more confident as it goes. Boyum, obviously, the player to talk about. He's leading the Calder points race so far with 5 points, a goal, and 4 assists.
As a D-man, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, as a D-man, it's very impressive. I think he's going to be a favorite all year. He looks like he's getting more confident. He's definitely the quarterback of that power play.
I have loved the way he looked. I think defensively he leaves a little bit to want. He's gotten better, of course. Playing with Jared Spurgeon helps that, even if my dad thinks Jared Spurgeon's the worst man known alive. I think he's looked great on the power play, though.
Yeah.
I think he was hesitant in preseason to actually shoot. When you have Boldy and Kaprizov on your right and left, those two can absolutely rip top corner. But being able to be a threat on top, it gives them more opportunities on the flanks to be able to shoot, and we've seen that. And they've scored a few good goals off the flank like that because William is a threat.
Yeah. And you have to respect him at this point. And even last night, I think he's kind of realizing that the Wild go to the front to tip. And I believe it's the Boldy goal last night that he ended up getting the main assist on. He just tipped it down. I think it's something he's just getting more and more confident as the games go on. I know he's been the highest rated player on the player cards by Brett Marshall every game. It's just impressive. I think he just looks more and more comfortable out there. He's not making stupid mistakes that you believe. Obviously, confidence is playing a huge role with that, as well as him just being younger and fit and able to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, you've talked about the kind of the highlights. We'll talk about maybe a little bit of the lowlights. I don't want to say a low light for Ogren. He just hasn't been very visible out there.
No, not really.
And you really want to see him, I guess, provide a little more, especially since on 5-on-5 we've been lacking. I really don't have much to say, and I don't think that's.
I think that's
good.
an issue.
I think that's an issue. Yeah, you want to see him perform. He's here to be a goal scorer, playmaker. I guess a little bit of a grit grinder. I don't know, but
I mean, he is a person that gets into those Rossi-like situations where he can go to the front of the net, and he is kind of known to be that guy.
Yeah. On the fourth line, I'm sure it's hard though because
they haven't been getting that much ice time
with all the power
night.
plays. Yeah, so you just haven't really seen him do much. So.
Yeah, I mean, the only play of note that truly comes out of Holmgren is missing that pass from Yurov, and that's not a good sign.
Game,
but obviously doing a lot better than that Hunter Hyatt did. He ended up getting sent down to the AHL. It's surprising we didn't mention that. That should have been the news section.
He just didn't play that well in his first game, and there's just I think a line of people that are better than him right now.
Well, not only a line, he definitely earned his position when it came to the preseason. He played very well, but yeah, he just looked kind of atrocious defensively, and you're gonna get kicked out by the Yurov trying to come up and in. So
it's kind of surprising hearing that with a 5-0 victory, but yeah, he did not look in the correct places.
Yeah, and it was agreed. 5-0 victory, and he just looked out of place. He looked like if there was a goal against, it would have been his fault. It was disappointing.
And then the only other one, I mean, not a negative light, but kind of a no light. Juracek hasn't been able to play since Brodin's return, game 2.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good in his first game.
He looked really good in his first game. Again, I told you this. I think Bogosian looked the best he looked all season. He's looked good so far, but he looked the absolute best with Juracek. And that's the main thing about Juracek that I noticed, which is a weird thing to say.
Yeah, who is Bogosian playing with right now?
It rotated. He had Middleton last game before Dallas, and then last night he ended up with Boyum. Yeah, Boyum.
Yeah, I've liked Juracek, but I think looking at him in preseason, he didn't quite look ready.
Mm-hmm.
And you really don't want him up here if he's just going to be riding the pine, I guess. You can send him down, have him play games. I think that's what's going to probably happen in the coming weeks coming days maybe. I don't even know.
Mm-hmm.
But unless someone gets injured the next couple games, I don't think we'll be seeing him on the roster. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you got to earn your keep. He hasn't quite done that yet.
I would agree with that.
I can't think of any other young guns except Marco Rossi, but he's not that young.
No, not anymore. But he's been playing very well. I mean, me and you've been Team Rossi season forever. We always used to text each other whenever Rossi would do anything.
Marco Rossi.
Yes, sir. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Everybody's looked impressive so far. I obviously I have my hot or not list, so we can get into that if you'd like. But
we're kind of scraping the barrel here. Yeah.
Hey, listen. I worked on that. Okay. It was.
Yeah, you have them ranked down here.
Yeah, I have a S through F tier. If you guys have ever seen tier list videos,
Why did you give Hunter Haight his full name, but everyone else their last names?
Because I think I spell Hyatt wrong every time. Hyatt.
You got it right.
Oh, did I really? Anyway.
Yeah, you're fine. I don't know.
Okay. Anyway. The only two S2 players I believe are Kaprizov and Boldy. Personally,
you wouldn't put Buyum up there. Or?
I have him as the highest person in A tier. I just
so these are ranked by name. Okay.
Yes, they are ranked based on where they are on the list.
You guys can't see this, my bad. But
that is tough. Yes.
Buyum is at the top of the A list.
He is in the top of the A tier. But Kaprizov and Boldy have just been 1 and 2 easily, yin and yang. It's what you would expect to see out of Zuccarello coming in. And you can't put Kaprizov with Zuccarello at this point because of how hot he's been with Boldy. I know they switched up the lines a little bit last night, just try to get something going, and that was not effective.
I agree. I think when Zuccarello comes back, whether he's on the second or first line, he'll slot in, right? I agree with the S tier so far. Obviously, Buyum, you can maybe make a case, but Kaprizov has been making his money worth so far, and he ain't even getting it yet. So.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And Boldy's just been showing that extra step he definitely took during the offseason. I'm very, very happy with that. But moving on to the A tier, which, I mean, A tier is still good. That's not S tier is like above and beyond. That's what I'm saying. We have Boyum, Rossi, Hartman, Tarasenko, and Eric Sneck, as well as Bogosian, but only when Juracek is around. I was just so impressed during that game. I like have weird memories of it. I was just so
he has visions, dreams,
so blown away because of how much I think Bogo's not good, but he's been good this season so far. So there's that. Any of those players that you particularly dislike the opinion of?
Yeah, I really don't like Tarasenko that much.
Really?
He's been good on the power play where you need him to be good, and they've been very good. I don't know if he doesn't have a 5-on-5 point. I don't think
he does not.
I don't think he's looked very well in that top 6. I think he'll be fine in a number 3 line role. I haven't liked the way he looked that much. I think a B would be fine because he is producing, but an A is not what I would give him.
I personally believe if he had someone other than Johansson across from him, he would be doing a lot better. Johansson and Foligno are not exactly the top tier line mates I would put him with.
Johansson's got some speed.
Even put him with somebody like Zuccarello alone. Yeah. I mean, Zuccarello's a good distributor, and
that's true.
Tarasenko's just a shooter. And I think the issue with that is Johansson's just not the same type of distributor, neither is Foligno. No. That's not their play style. So I think I personally have been high on him. Obviously, he doesn't have a goal yet, so there's a little disappointment there. But
yeah, if you're ranking him on what he could be, I think A. But what he is right now is B. I think
I would agree with that.
So.
Yeah, I think I'd like to update these as the season goes. Obviously, people are gonna get hot or cold, whatever it happens. But yeah, moving on down to the B tier, I have Bogosian normally, Faber, Middleton, Trennan, Brodin, Urov, and the Jesper Wallstedt. I guess Wallstedt is the only one that I didn't list in a correct order, I guess. But I don't know. Bogosian has just been very good, as I keep saying. I was so low on him last year. I was very disappointed to see him come back and not be challenged. Faber's been a little bit disappointing. He just hasn't had anything of note offensively, and defensively he's had some lapses, but not bad enough that you're like, oh, I regret having him there. Middleton, just a kind of a overall tone setter kind of guy. He's, again, not known for his offense. He's been very strong defensively. Nothing else to say other than he won that fight last night so fast, and
he destroyed that guy.
It wasn't even close. Trennan, I was impressed with a couple of his offensive forechecks. That was my main thing. Seeing him with Hartman, I think that's given him a lot of a boost in this opportunity. But yeah, that's kind of where I have Trennan. Brodin has looked okay since he's coming back from injury. I think I gave him a little bit more leeway than I typically would just because of his coming back from injury. Urov, I also have as a B tier. I think he just hasn't had enough time. I think he's looked pretty good in his time. Obviously, he has not statistically doing amazing, but I think that's something that you'll see with time and with a little bit more opportunity. And Wallstedt, I think he was just very good in his game. I think if he would have closed out in regular time, I think one of those was definitely his fault, one of those goals. But other than that, I think he was just very strong. Not good enough for A tier, just having one game in the 3. I wasn't willing to move him up based on one game. Game performance.
I agree with the majority of that list. I think, I don't know. I really don't have any strong opinions, I guess.
Yeah.
I was going to say my next piece about C, but we can wait till you get to C. I think Wally's, you're right. If he would have sealed that out earlier, it would have been better. I mean, still had over 900 save percentage, which you want to look for.
He did.
But we'll see. One game's one game.
Yeah.
Better than the other goalie on the team so far.
That's what I'm saying. So C tier, I have Spurgeon, Johansson, Gus, and then Hinostroza. I know you're a little bit higher on Hinostroza than I am, but Spurgeon, should I just go one by one, or do you want to interrupt me? Interrupt.
This is a smaller list.
Spurgeon's just been a little bit disappointing. It's for what he is. I don't know.
What is he to you?
He is supposed to be the stalwart defenseman of that team. Not stalwart, because that's Brodin's spot, but he's supposed to be the smarter player. Spurgeon, he's the captain of the team. He's just a smarter player, smarter defenseman, and he's just not really been that. Obviously, he had that one goal that was really nice, but I've just been a little disappointed, honestly.
You're right. You haven't seen him on the score sheet much. I haven't seen anything bad from him. I
Mhm.
guess I don't know if he's led to any terrible goals or what. I think he would have been a B for me. I don't know. He's been all right.
Yeah, I
I
see
like
you.
that goal. It was a nice goal.
It was a nice goal,
It's a
admittedly.
beauty, and that's kind of why I also. Yeah, you haven't gone through the whole list. Have
Yeah,
you have gone through the whole list, have you? I would
Well,
argue.
I
That,
said him, but
okay, we'll go to. I agree with you on Johansson. I'll just
yeah,
say that.
Johansson's just been a nightmare,
He's
low
just-
key.
he's just
For
been there.
for somebody that's on top 6 minutes, he has not been very good. He just has not barely shown up on the score sheet, and overall just disappointed in the fact he got moved up.
Yeah, it's same old last year, just at a lesser cap hit.
Mhm.
You'd hope to see him lower in the lineup, but obviously injuries are here, so he is where he is. Hopefully he can bear the storm. I
Yeah,
don't know.
at that point. I think it's just almost a holding space for somebody else to come in and take that spot
Mhm.
at this point. But yeah. Anyway, I have Gustafson at a C as well, just for the disappointment that were those other 2 games. He came out really strong, and just after that, he's just been like a little.
I'd agree. He came out strong. Has been sub 900.
Yeah.
Both games. You don't want to see that.
Lackadaisical is an understatement. He is.
He cost you the game for sure in Columbus. I don't know about Dallas as much. I think because he gave up him early, but then he held strong as of late. You hope he continues that in these next games. I think he is very adequate for where he is right now.
Yeah.
What is adequate funny to you?
Yeah, I don't know. That was funny.
Texting on the show. How
I'm not texting. I'm just looking at our fantasy football because I think we should update the fans on
Okay,
the
we'll do that.
results from last week. Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to get distracted like that. I just thought of it. But anyway,
That's very fair.
moving on to the last person of C tier, and I know you disagree with this one,
Very
is
much
Vinny Hinostroza.
Vinny Hinney.
Okay.
Vinny
It-
Hinney Stroza.
Vinny Hinostroza. Isn't he,
Italian.
no, he's somebody's nephew.
I think he's Lou. No,
Yeah,
it's not Lou-
it is Lou
is
Nanny.
it
It's
Lou
gotta
Nanny?
be.
No,
It's
I think Lou Nanny was what's his face? He was on the Wild a little while ago.
you might be right, but
It's not Walker. It's not. It's Jones or something like. It was either Jones or
I spell nephew.
Nephew.
I was spelling it with a F.
Dude. You better-
Vinny Lettieri. I was
Vinny
way
Lettieri.
off.
There
Yep.
it is. I forget
Yeah.
about Lettieri.
They both have Vinny. Who does that?
Okay. Anyways, I think Innistrode should be higher. Obviously, you haven't seen him on the score sheet. I don't think at all.
Mm-mm.
But you've seen him around the ice a lot. And for a fourth-line player, he's been actually very visible, setting up Ogren and Yurov, even though they haven't converted.
Mhm.
He had that great screen on that power play goal on PP2.
Mhm.
He's just been very visible in a good way. I
I-
haven't seen him lacking on defense or making a bad turnover here. So I like him. I think that's enough to get him to a B. But
I don't disagree with that. I think he's been very noticeable in his minutes that he's gotten, but not as often as I would personally like.
he's a
I
fourth
guess.
liner, so
Yeah, and that isn't always an issue, but
he's a guy. So
yeah. Anyway, my D tier, I have Ongren and Foligno. Ongren has just been not visible, not a complete opposite, honestly, in a weird way.
he's been meh.
But he has also been not good or not bad enough that you can point at him and say like that was his fault. He's been bad. That
No,
was his issue.
He's just been there, and you don't want to see that. You want to see him striving, you know.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, and then Foligno, I think he's just been off his game. It's not what you typically. He's a very forechecking first. He's gonna hit somebody. He's gonna set the tone, and he's just been off that.
Mhm.
And I think that's why I have him at D
I
tier.
think starting on the second line kind of put him in a little bit of a slump. He doesn't belong up there, so it sounds
Hey,
weird,
hey.
but I know his family's going through some personal stuff too. Nick Foligno's taking some time because of his daughter, I believe. So
Mhm.
if your nephew's going through something like that, I'm sure it might affect you in your personal life.
This is hockey.
It's
This
hockey,
is
baby.
You gotta focus on hockey.
He should get better as the year goes on. Hopefully,
I think you're right. I
So-
think you will.
And then your F tier of Hunter Height, which is interesting because he's just not on the team anymore.
He
He looked
isn't-
that bad in the one game. man.
his defensive statistics when you look at it was atrocious. It's actually impressive how bad.
Mhm.
And obviously
It's one game.
it is just one game, admittedly, and he looked like he deserved that spot when he came in.
Mm-hmm.
But
in preseason.
yeah, I don't know. I was just a little disappointed overall with him. I was really looking forward to seeing him finally get a chance.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't know. That was my only F tier.
Is there anyone we missed? Did we get all
That was
four
all.
Ds?
That was all the players.
Okay, I didn't know if you did them all or not.
I did
You
actually.
didn't do Juracek though. He'd probably be a C.
Oh, you're right. I didn't. I believe I had him around a B, the lowest tier of B. I think I had him at,
Okay.
and that was straight up because I saw his name next to A. I thought he was very good. I think his complementary game with Bogosian is the main reason I was seeing him. Like, obviously he didn't have that offensive flash you'd expect from him, but I think he just didn't make any bad plays.
I agree. I definitely think it's sad to say that he'll be going down, but with Damon Hunt, you don't want to have him go on waivers because you just got him off waivers, so he'll definitely be claimed.
And be kind of a funny, just keep getting put on waivers. Call Mark Parrish said that.
So I mean, your check's got a two-way, so there's no risk. But
yeah. I don't know. You want to cover the games ahead, or do you want to cover our fantasy bet?
Yeah, let's just get it over with. So, if you're a long-time listener of the podcast,
last week,
you'll know me and Cole did a little bet for fantasy this week. Whoever had the most points would be getting the number one player of that week from the other team. And unfortunately, I was not able to win. Sorry to all my fans out there.
Yeah, kind of got killed. I definitely got very lucky with some of these performances. I'm pretty sure I had running back number 1, 2, and 3 of the week. Actually, no, 1 and 2 because you had number 3. You had Cam Skibido.
Yep, I had 2 players go out with injuries with 4 points, and I had a kicker get -3 points for me. So.
That's a very impressive thing. And yeah, I had Mahomes go for 31, and I had Bijan go for 41. So that alone can completely change.
That was on Monday night, wasn't it? Or
yeah, they both were. I was already winning it, and they just decided to just kill it.
Yeah, Cole beat me 189 to 263.
Yeah,
almost
a little tough.
100 points more. So he'll be getting the lovely Cam Scattaboo from me. And I'm getting Keenan Allen. So I can't complain too much. This is only a 6-person league, so the players are still good.
That is true.
But yeah, I lost. So we'll keep you updated. I'm sure we'll play again this season because there's only 6 of us. So
yeah, we'll bet tons of money on the next one. That's
$400. We'll probably do players again.
No,
anyway.
I think we should do players again. I like that bet. It was pretty good.
So yeah, a little sad about that. We'll try to get through the rest.
And I left a decent amount of points on the bench on accident, just from Drake May having a game.
I had him on my other team in a different league.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, he had 33 points, and I left him on my bench, as well as Jameson Williams. I could have won by 3. I could have gotten to 300 last week.
That's crazy to think about. We have a lot of players going on in the league too. Since there's 6 of us, it's like 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, so
2 quarterbacks.
2 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So there's chances for points, and Cole got them. Looking forward to the games ahead. No game tomorrow, but game on Friday at the Capitals in the Big DC. And then at Flyers on Saturday for a back-to-back. And then they're going to be to the Rangers on Monday and then at the Devils on Wednesday.
Unfortunately, I believe we actually ramp into that game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so you'll have to split your attention between TV and us.
Or you can just go straight to K-Fan right afterwards.
No, yeah. Long road trip ahead on the East Coast.
Yeah, they started it against not Dallas, who was the game before. Now I'm already forgetting. They already started the.
No, they were at home for the Kings.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, so the Dallas was the start of that.
Yeah,
was it 5-game road trip?
Yeah, so far I don't know if they'll continue it. We only go a week out, so.
They do have a really weird back and forth moment where they have a lot of games that are home in a row and a lot of games away in a row.
Yeah, I know Minnesota is hosting the World Juniors this year.
True,
so
yeah.
They have to be on the road for that. I believe it takes place near New Year's, so they'll be on the road for that. And then you get the Winter Olympics, of course, so it's a very condensed schedule for Minnesota's team. I mean, looking ahead, what do you think? What do you think of the teams they're going to be playing here?
Honestly, I think the Capitals will probably be one of the tougher games of this road trip. Obviously, I'm counting Dallas or the Devils as next week's issue because we are not going to be covering it in between. So I think the Capitals are the only game that they truly have a loss during. But the other 2 games I think are going to be pretty good. Rangers obviously will be very interesting seeing the Wild try to crack Igor. I don't know. Other than that, it's nothing of note per se, I guess.
If the Rangers' home season woes still keep continuing by the time we get there on Monday, I think they got a good chance. I'd love to see them get 2 out of 3 here, if you don't count the Devils game, which I think they will probably get. You'd hope to see. Not sure though.
Yeah, the Devils. I don't remember exactly how they're looking to start the season. I do pay attention to them. I just have not paid attention to them this week as much. But they're actually 2-1 going into the start of this week. So
Okay.
each one of those teams is okay at best. And Capitals are 3-1. Flyers are 1-1-1. So
Good teams. Good teams.
yeah, obviously not exactly looking at the cream of the crop, but yeah.
Wrap up a little bit. We got 4 minutes left in the show. We'll do a little bit of injury reports. I've gotten a request from a family member to talk about Sturm. He'll probably be on that fourth line center spot. He's still expected to be out for about 6 weeks, right? I believe.
I believe so.
So
yeah.
6 weeks for him. I believe Zuccarello's 4 weeks.
And that was Sturm. I believe he got surgery, so it might be
longer,
or it might be shortened. Actually, I think it might have cut a week off or something stupid like that.
I remember, from what I've heard, when they give out estimations on when players return, they like to go longer than shorter. More of a surprise, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Another one I saw in the news: former Wild legend Dmitry Kulikov out month to month with a torn. He tore a muscle, I think, in his arm. I don't know the name. It was like Abram or something. It was a Brum muscle. If you know, let us know. But
they're texting in right now. Sorry, I've been getting the radio voice thing today. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you should have seen him before this.
Oh, just to cover what I just got a text message about, the Gophers hockey season so far did start. They're currently 1-2-1. A little disappointing. I believe they lost to somebody really goofy. Oh yeah, it was. Oh no, Michigan Tech. That's not a terrible loss.
Charlie Strammel's on that team, so.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's actually the first line center for that team. I forget that. And then ended up losing to Boston College, which that's a very good team, obviously, and had a way closer game on Friday night. But they're looking ahead to North Dakota, the Fighting Hawks. Disappointingly, NDSU is just needs a team, honestly, at this point.
Are they in North Dakota or? Are they going to be in Minnesota?
Sorry, I just looked and then.
That's fine.
They are at Grand Forks for both of them, so we might have to make a road trip. That's.
Wait, is that this Friday, Saturday?
It is indeed.
You're busy. Aren't you?
I will be in Crookston, but it is actually closer to drive. Yeah, to drive for Grand Forks is close from Crookston. It's a 45-minute drive though.
Not terrible.
What's that? I don't know. It'd be a fun game to go to. Obviously, probably the most expensive tickets to possibly get.
That'll be an off-air conversation. We gotta enroll into UND to get free student tickets.
That's a good idea right there. That's definitely cheaper.
Okay, well, we're probably gonna end it a little early. We have ran out of things to talk about, so.
Yeah, that was about. I'm impressed with our little what do you call it? Time filling, whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, well, we appreciate you guys tuning in. Look forward to a few games this weekend. Obviously, they'll be on the road, but all on the East Coast, so you don't got to worry about a 9 p.m. start time.
Yeah. Shout out to all the family members for both of us. I think they're 90% of our listeners. Maybe Fargo's got a lot more listeners on the radio than I know about. But
yeah, if you found the show and you're not Jensen or a Foreseer, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, and maybe follow us on Twitter because.
Yeah, follow us on Twitter. C&B podcast.
Yep.
No, sorry, B&C Talk.
C&B Talking Hockey. Yeah,
just
on
type
Twitter.
In letters, you'll find us.
Eventually.
We're hoping to get out some podcast recording too, but we'll update you guys when that's actually a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten working finally. But yeah, thanks for joining. We will talk to you guys same time next week.